Hello and welcome to the match review of Manchester United and Liverpool. I've got with me Joshua and Sati to discuss the match. Obviously a great victory today. I mean, in the end it was close there, 2-1. I suppose you're absolutely delighted, Sati, that we've won this game. I mean, going into this game, I wasn't too confident that we were going to get the win, but first half we were fantastic today, weren't we? I mean, it's our best away performances of the season. I mean, all the other performances, even that we've won, have been pretty awful. I mean, like that game against Newcastle, it wasn't very good, but we got the win. But today we got the performance as well, which was
Yeah, I
which was
suppose
great.
today, I think going into this game, I was happy to take a point from this game because Anfield away, we haven't been doing well in the last couple of years. We lost there last season, and before that, we haven't even been playing well there. And to go there in the first 30 minutes, so, and I think it was 62% possession. Is what I want to see, because when we've been going to away trips, we've been having more possession, but we haven't been doing anything with it. And I think it was at, like, near enough the 20-minute mark, and then Juan Mata scores, and it was about as if we did something with all our possession, and it was about time we actually did. And Liverpool, they didn't really cause as much trouble, in the second half, but I was happy to take a point. The fact that we got three is even better.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when we went 1-0 up, I was absolutely delighted in that first half. I mean, and then obviously the second half we got the second, and obviously then I wouldn't have took a draw, but at the start I would have definitely took a point out of this game with how our away form has been just so bad this season. I mean, it really was a great performance today, wasn't it, Joshua? I mean, we started with the same team again as we played against Tottenham, and I mean, I wasn't that confident going into this game personally because of the away form was so bad. Although Liverpool, I didn't think really convinced me against Swansea. So, I mean, but they have been on a decent run. So, I mean, it was a great victory to get. I don't know how you saw our performances today, but I thought Juan Mata was sensational again today.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. If you told me 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago that Manchester United were going to take 6 points from six from Tottenham and Liverpool, I would have laughed at you. The performances away from home this season haven't been great at all, to say the least. But in these last 2 to 3 weeks, it's just really picked up. Something's clicked within Manchester United's play, and I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to see it. One Mata coming into the team, I thought he was unfairly dropped, as I mentioned last week when we done the Tottenham review. I thought he was unfairly dropped in recent games before, leading up to this run of form that he's had, and he's been absolutely sensational, monumental player. Two fabulous goals today, and what a performance. I mean, we've got to give credit to Liverpool going into this game because they were unbeaten in 2015 and they're only Premier League team to do that so far this season. So to get the 3 points and to move further in front of them and kind of securing down that top four spot is fabulous. Great to see.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, his second goal was absolutely quality. I mean, he's not actually playing really in his natural position, is he, Sati? So I mean, it is. I mean, it's quite. I mean, I'm a bit surprised to see him playing so well in that position because I didn't think that was really his best position. I mean, at Chelsea, he got played more out there and got dropped a lot because they couldn't really find him a position in the team. But I love to see him back in the team because I think he's up to 7 league goals this season. So one of our higher goal scorers this season. So, but I normally prefer to see him more up there as a number 10, really. But if he's doing the job on the wing, then it's great to see. I mean, that second goal was absolutely pure quality, wasn't it? I mean,
Yeah, the second goal was quality. That was a good goal from Juan Mata. There's been times this season where he's been dropped for, Wayne Rooney playing Cam, and then you got Falcao up front. He hasn't really had a consistent run of games, to be fair. But today he was absolutely amazing. He was my man of the match, I thought, because he dictated the game. He also had character behind him. But him on the right hand side doesn't really fill me with confidence, but today's performance did, because he did everything you wanted from him. He got, Mourinho said he sold him because of his defensive work rate. Well, today he was absolutely great. He was doubling up with Valencia on Coutinho, Sterling. So today, defensively, he was amazing. Even attacking-wise, he was even better. I think he was our best player on the pitch, and I don't know why Chelsea sold him. They've made a big mistake.
yeah, well, they did make quite a lot of money on him there, but I think had David Moyes been playing him out on the wing, he would have probably got criticised for that. I don't know what you think about. Do you think, Joshua, that the turning point in this game really was that sending off in the second half? I mean, it was quite funny being United fans to see Gerrard get sent off in his last appearance against Manchester United. Obviously, it was definitely a straight red card, but it kicked us on to get that second goal, and thankfully we saw it off. I mean, it was stupidity from him really, but it was pretty funny, wasn't it, to see that?
I mean, when he come on, you was just thinking, maybe the storyline was written, Gerrard scores 2, knocking Manchester United off into 5th or whatever. But to see him get sent off, I was in tears of happiness, tears of joy. It was just, I don't know, reckless. Why would you do that? Why would you? It's just stupid. He said it in his interview afterwards with Sky Sports. He said it was. He's disappointed in himself, and he knows it was a straight sending off and whatnot. But nevertheless, I weren't moaning, I weren't complaining. That's one thing for sure. Do I think it changed the balance of the game? Maybe so, but I thought United were dominant 35 minutes of that first half, and were rightly in the lead. And who knows what would happen if he weren't sent off? But we picked up the win, and that's all that matters, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. It was funny to see. I mean, it was only a few seconds after him coming on. At first, I didn't actually see it actually stamped on him, but then when I saw it again, I was delighted. I mean, Sati, do you think Skrtel could have got sent off as well? I mean, he done almost a similar one right late on in the game, just after we'd actually missed a penalty. I was a bit disappointed we didn't kill the game off there, but on David De Gea, I mean, he did make a bit of a, he did go on the floor and make a bit of a meal out of it maybe, but that could have again been a red card. I don't know if the ref didn't give it because the game was practically dead, but because there was only a few seconds left, but I still thought he could have sent him off there.
Yeah, I think that was a red card, because if you're going to give one for Gerrard, and he is like the big famous player at Liverpool, if you're going to give him a red, you've got to give Skrtel a red, because there's no excuses for what Gerrard did. It was a blatant red, but Skrtel, it was in the last 9 minutes, so he knew he would get away with it. And the fact that it was on probably our best player of the season so far, David De Gea, could have been real big damage and injury to us. So he could have been injured and probably got substituted or whatever, and he could be out for the rest of the season. But luckily enough, David De Gea is all right. But Skrtel, he's one of them players that is a rough player, and he will go in for anything. So the fact that he probably didn't think much of it at the time, he probably thought it was a fair enough, go for the ball. But it was a red card, and the ref, these inconsistent refs are ruining the game day by day.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he was probably a bit frustrated there at the end when he couldn't get to it, but it was a bit disappointed, wasn't it, Joshua, to see Wayne Rooney miss that penalty. I mean, he's only scored 1 goal at Anfield in his career, and it would have been a great way to seal victory. I mean, it was a pretty poor penalty. I mean, he didn't have his best game today, did he, Wayne Rooney? But still always works really hard for the team, and it just wasn't really his day.
Yeah, I don't doubt his commitment today. He was 110% committed. However, misplaced passes here, there. He just didn't look at his best today. And personally, I wouldn't have let him take the penalty. I would have given it to Mata, cap off the hat trick and cap off another good day for him. However, as the captain, he steps up, takes it. It was well saved by Mingele. It was at the right height for him and everything. And disappointing. It would have been even worse if they would have went on to go and score up the other end and make it 2-2. That would have been absolutely heartbreaking. However, on Rooney front today, I wouldn't say he was poor. I wouldn't say he had his best games. He's had better games in a Manchester United shirt, and he would have better games in a Manchester United shirt. But the 3 points is all that really matters, to be honest, for me.
Yeah, definitely. It could be the catalyst to kick on here. Do you think that this Sati could help us? Give us a massive boost now moving along, because I mean Arsenal are playing Liverpool next, so hopefully if that could be a draw or something, we've got Aston Villa at home, so we could hopefully open up a gap in the race for these Champions League spots, because I'm pretty confident, and I've said that for a number of weeks, that I'm pretty confident that we're going to get a Champions League spot. Even when people were wanting Louis van Gaal out, I still stuck by it and said I'm sure we're going to get that Champions League spot even with these hard games, because I had a feeling Liverpool would slip up somewhere along the line, and it's happened. But it does stand us in good stead going into these other difficult games, because we've got Manchester City coming up, Everton away, and Chelsea. So it's not going to be that easy. But gives us a massive lift, doesn't it? Beating our rivals away.
Yeah, especially when you beat Liverpool away, it'll give you that motivation and confidence boost for the rest of the season. But Aston Villa and Everton, I think people don't underestimate them fixtures. They're going to be tough because Aston Villa did beat Sunderland 4-0. Yes, they lost 1-0 to Swansea yesterday. But considering the fact that Aston Villa have got a new manager, they'll be up for it. And they've other teams have been saying, United have lost that fear factor. Well, this season that's put to a side. But Aston Villa will go there, come to Old Trafford, and full of confidence because they'll probably see this as they've got nothing to lose, as if like a goal difference. We could actually hammer them. But for me, I think Aston Villa and Everton are the two games we cannot lose. Yes, you've got the big games, but these games where you're expected to win, and that will put pressure on Arsenal and Liverpool to go and win their next game. So I think Arsenal, Liverpool. I've always believed that Louis van Gaal get us top 4, but I think Liverpool will get top 4. I don't have faith in Arsenal because they've always been this kind of team that will have the worst end possible because they'll always fall away, and that's what they have always done. So for me, I think Liverpool will get top 4, but I think we can finish second because Man City aren't that good. I've never really rated Pellegrini that much because with that squad that he has, he should be winning the league by 10 points. When you've got Yaya Toure, Aguero, company, them kind of players, Silva, you should be blowing away the league, but it's beyond me how he gets away with all the criticism. But Louis van Gaal, I've always said he'll get us top 4, and he's man to save us forward.
Yeah, I don't really rate Pellegrini myself either, and I think Manchester City have actually been pretty poor. So I do think that second spot is still up for grabs. Arsenal have been on quite a good run, but at the start of the season I actually had a feeling they might not finish in the top 4, but that game at the Emirates will be crucial. Obviously if they beat Liverpool, then it'll be very hard for Liverpool to finish in the top 4, but I hate both Liverpool and Arsenal, so I don't want either of them to finish in the top 4, but probably, I don't know, Arsenal probably have got slightly more chance of progressing in that because I don't think Liverpool's team's all that great at all, and there's talk of some of their players, Sterling, Henderson, maybe not staying around, so if they start selling their best players again, then they've got probably no chance in that Champions League. And I don't know how you see it now, Joshua, going forward. Do you think we can get second spot in the Premier League or third spot? Manchester City aren't playing very well, are they? Arsenal are playing pretty decent at the moment and churning out victories against the smaller teams, but they've still got some hard fixtures to come. They've got to come to Old Trafford and play Liverpool and Chelsea, so it's still all to play for, isn't it, I think?
Definitely. I think the top 4, as the teams are at the moment, is sorted out. I don't see Liverpool playing any more contention. I think Tottenham and Southampton dropped away a few weeks ago, and the top 4 is still up for a jump. I think Chelsea will win the league. There's no doubt about that. But Man United, Arsenal, and Man City, that's a battle. That's a second, third, and fourth. Anyone could win that. Manchester United all still have to play each other to win. So if Manchester United can job over City, they're only 2 points in front. So I wouldn't put it past us leapfrogging them and going into second. And we've still got Arsenal to come to Old Trafford, hope maybe get some revenge for the FA Cup, So I wouldn't put it past us getting second, but I wouldn't put money on us getting second. I'm happy with the top 4 finish. I think most Manchester United fans have to be happy with the top 4 finish this season, considering we finished 7th last season, or 7th I think it was. And so I'll be satisfied with the top 4 finish. But nevertheless, it is still up for grabs, and anyone can still finish in that second, third, or fourth spot between Manchester United, Manchester City, and Arsenal.
Yeah, definitely. It is a real blow that we didn't get further in the FA Cup, but apart from that, I think we've got to be happy with how the season's gone if we finish in them top 4 places, and it should be the spring to build on it for next season. Sati, I don't know if you've got anything else to add before we finish, and want to tell people where to find you on Twitter and YouTube as well.
Yeah, well, I'd like to add something to that. I think if we do get second, at the beginning of the season, I'll take 4th place because where we finished last season was unacceptable for a club of our stature. But I've said Louis van Gaal's doing what Mourinho did last season, where he just gets his club into 3rd or 4th, and they'll just secure Champions League. And next season that he went out and bought players that were for his right position. I think that's what Louis van Gaal will do: buy centre backs, buy a good couple of wingers, and even a striker if we need one. But Rooney's doing the things up front. But for me, I think he's going to do that thing where he'll go 3rd or 4th this season, and then next season he'll go for the league and he'll blow the teams away. That's what I think Louis van Gaal will do. But I've always thought Louis van Gaal will get us top 4, and I think top 4 is acceptable. And yeah, my Twitter username is @UnitedMan_MU, and I've got a YouTube channel called The United Man as well.
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully you can build on it next season. There's a lot of talk of a lot of decent players coming in. Thanks for coming on the show. Joshua, do you want to tell everyone where to find you on Twitter and YouTube again?
You can find me on Twitter @the Joshua Spence and on YouTube Joshua Spence MUFC.
Yeah, thanks to everyone for tuning in tonight and watching this. Let us know your thoughts on the game and how you thought it went. I mean, a great win tonight. And there's no Premier League football now for another week or so because of the Champions League, the international break. But we will be back again after that to probably preview the Aston Villa game. So stay tuned for that.